We've just come out of a season full of giving, and there are real studies that suggest the act of giving has a real benefit to your health. It's something to consider to continue that goodwill throughout the new year. Dr. Betty Liao with UCSF Fresno explains.
I think it's safe to say that we all understand that feeling of giving back. It does feel good for the person actually doing the activity. You're saying there is some actual science behind it.
For giving, yes. Well, think about Thanksgiving, think about Christmas. Usually, when we look at our scientific studies, one of the first things we notice is there's actually what we call a warm, fuzzy, very scientific, a warm, fuzzy feeling that occurs when we give. And this feeling is unique to giving, and it just makes us feel better. It makes us feel accepted. It makes us feel connected with the people around us. So yes, that feeling feels really, really good, and it's real. But in addition to that sort of temporary feeling of the warm fuzzies, there's actually some really, really strong evidence of benefits of giving in terms of our physiological health, in terms of our psychological health, and also in terms of our relationships. Yes.
I think that's interesting that it's not just that warm fuzzy feeling that you mentioned, but it's a physical reaction as well. What's going on there?
Yeah, so there's been lots of studies looking at giving and sort of how it benefits our body, right? So we know that people that give more, and we're talking about giving very loosely defined, they tend to be healthier. They actually spend less days sick during the year. There's just a myriad of benefits to giving on our physiological resilience, yes.
That's so smart. And obviously the way to get that is the physical act of giving. But what advice do you have for people to kind of carry that on?
Yes, there's this idea of giving born out of suffering, right? It sounds really serious, but it's essentially the idea that the most impact you're going to get of all this good stuff we just talked about from giving are actually things that are meaningful to you. Maybe you have suffered in the past, and to be able to give back in that way, that actually gives us the most boost in all those benefits.
So it's important to find a cause that is close to your heart.
Absolutely.
What are some easy ways to get started?
Yes. Oftentimes we think about giving, we think about donations, and those are absolutely helpful. But there's actually lots of ways, right? You could be volunteering your time. Maybe it's at a school you attended or the school that your kids attend. It could be essentially serving on the board or an advisory committee that work towards a larger cause that you care about. So I think if we simply reflect on what's impacted us and what's meaningful to us, we will find opportunities everywhere. Yes.
You just got to look for them. Doctor, thank you so much. Very interesting. We appreciate your time.
I'm glad to be here.